Thank you for picking up the Sticks. This is episode 106, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I'm Mike Carnett. To my somewhere is Mike State Carnia.
What's going on?
And to my other art, he's already living in the next generation, Rosian.
I wish.
We're closer. We're all a little bit closer today. Today was the PS5 reveal as they were recording this. It was like 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, something like that. They had a big showcase, showed a bunch of games, showed off the system for the first time. A few surprises along the way.
Am I the only one who, the longer the thing went on, started thinking, are they going to have the balls to not actually show the console here?
Oh, I hit a certain point where I was like, they're not going to do it.
There was a lot. There was a lot going on there. There was one part where it's just like, Shu comes out. I mean, we'll talk about this in a minute, but Shu comes out and talks about something like, before we go, here's something that's near and dear to my heart. And I thought that was going to be the end of it. Like, that can't be the end of it. It can't possibly be the end of it. Well, it wasn't. Thankfully, it wasn't. But, so that's going to be our big news topic. And I guess State's got the run of show per usual. You got some of the stuff from the IGN, what do they call it, IGN Showcase or Summer of Gaming or something like that?
Yeah. I think it's Summer of Gaming, they're calling it, yeah.
I mean, it's really useful. It's really useful calendar for all of us about 3 weeks ago, and not a damn thing has been on the calendar correctly ever since. So,
you made the calendar, and then it came on my phone, and I immediately turned off notifications. I'm just sick of getting notifications for meetings and calls and everything.
Well, you're welcome. So, yeah, no, so, you probably also, I don't know if you noticed or not, but we are also recording a week late. We postponed like the rest of the gaming world did last week for all the obvious reasons. So, thank you for your patience. We're back on track with this week. But let's kind of just get into the show here. Steak, what you playing?
All right, well, let's stick with PlayStation here for a minute. So I downloaded and played the Iron Man VR demo.
Me too.
I need that game now.
Whoa, yeah. I was kind of like, this is okay. Like the demo starts out and it's kind of just like, it's like the tutorial, right? Like, here's how you fly, here's how you shoot, and things like that. But you actually have like, you're holding the PS Move controllers, and to fly, like you got to like put them behind you. So it's like, and wherever you go is like where you're going. Yeah, it's like actual like jet propulsion. Like if you have the jets going this way, you go this way, and things like that. But I found myself like real quick, like I'm jetting towards an area. I'm like strafing with this one and shooting with this one, and it's just like that feels fucking awesome. Like, just flat out. It just feels really cool, and it's super intuitive. Like you get that like that rhythm down for the triggers, which is like the gets you to fly, and then the I don't even know what they're called, the PlayStation Move buttons, I guess. I don't know.
The move button, yeah.
Sure, to do like the firing, but man, that feels so freaking cool.
It's a bit of a learning curve. I was all over the place at first.
I did the time trial thing that they did. That was an embarrassment. Like
I think because they showed like the developer's time, and I think the developer's time was like just over a minute or something like that. And I want to say mine was like closer to 5. Like,
oh yeah, I'm like
awful.
I'm overshooting. I put my like pulsers up like this so I can go back down. Like I'm just oh man, okay, there we go. All right, I'm getting there.
But once you get the hang of it, though, it's like, to quote the movie, I am Iron Man. Like, seriously, it felt like I was in this suit. Like,
it's wild.
And that first time you take off, I felt it. Like, the whole body felt it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of buttons. I mean, they have like to do that 15-degree turn thing, so you're not just like dying and like so they have the spinny. That's how you do like the spin access to get like around to where you're going. But like. Then the second part of the demo is you're in your plane. There's someone, I don't know who that person actually is trying to, hack into your plane and starts basically Ghost. Okay. And starts like basically taking the plane down.
Yep.
Pepper's on the plane and you're basically trying to fight off these bots and save the plane at the same time. So like you're going up to the plane, you're like, you're trying to, put a fire out, and then these things fly overhead. You got to take off, and you're shooting these things around you, and you go back to the plane. And the very end, the very end of the demo is, Pepper Potts is on the landing gear, and you go fly up to her, and you got to reach out and like grab her and pull her in to like fly away.
That was so awesome.
It's so great. It feels so good, and it's like I'm shocked. I know you talk about that learning curve piece of it, and that's for real. Like that really does kind of give you a minute. But by the end of that airplane sequence, man, I was getting creative. Like
Yeah.
for real. Like it was unbelievable what I was able to do, and that's just like the demo. So I can't even imagine how much more you're going to be able to do when that game actually comes out.
For sure. Yeah, I'm excited. Like I was already like very excited for it, but like that is like, all right, that's like, oh, like I need that now.
Man, that was one of those feelings. Like I took the VR unit off. I was just like, I just sat there for a minute, like tired because I'm like, I'm really doing a lot in that moment, right. But just like, holy Lord, that was amazing. It was so good.
For sure. So then, continuing with PlayStation here, I finished Yakuza 3.
Congratulations.
So making my way through the game.
You're working on through.
Working on through, and I started 4, so barely started 4.
How you doing with Dragon Quest games?
Dragon Quest? I was doing good. Let's see, because I have finished so far 1, 2, 3, 7, and 11. So they're still going good.
Here's the question: will you finish all those before we finish this podcast, like permanently?
Yes.
It's just going to be talking to no one here. He's like, I'm
just give me all the logins, man. It's fine.
That's right. I got to talk about Dragon Quest 5. So yeah, no, making good progress. So I have finished 0 through 3 now, and like I said, I started 4. But I did put that on the back burner because I did pick up again The Last of Us Remastered.
Okay.
So I am still making my way through. I am currently at the university, on my way to the science building.
Okay. I'm with you. I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So I believe I'm a little over halfway now, or about halfway or so. From kind of what I haven't I have a table of contents of for a walkthrough. I'm not looking at it, but just to kind of guide where I'm at. And it seems like I'm roughly halfway, maybe even a little more.
Do you know what happens at the end?
No.
Oh, awesome. Okay, good. I'll shut up.
Honestly, yeah, I've never had it spoiled. I know absolutely nothing.
That's incredible.
So, yeah. So I'm trying. The story is really, really good. And I will say that the last part, kind of going through the sewers, actually was a little bit better.
Okay.
I don't know, for some reason, it started clicking more, and then I hit the suburbs, going through on the horse. That was interesting. That whole part. So
yeah, right.
The story is still fantastic. Like I said, at least now the gameplay, I'm not falling asleep while playing it, at least now. Because the gameplay has picked up a little bit for me.
Okay.
So, and then I grabbed the Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath DLC.
Oh, okay.
So I went through and played through the new Aftermath story. It is awesome.
Oh, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that.
It's really good.
It's terrible, awesome. Mike. Don't waste your money or your time.
No.
You all this free time now. You just finished a big project. You got all the time.
Say, there you go. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I've been doing in my unfree time that I have lately, and tell you, well, I'll never finish this game. I don't think ever. Anyway, go ahead.
So the story was awesome. The story itself was probably 3-ish, maybe close to 4 hours.
Okay.
So not bad actually, an addition. And it's really cool and interesting, kind of how they went about it, and then introducing the new characters. You actually get to play as the new characters. You get to play as Fujin in there. Get to play as Shiva, so that's cool.
And it's all automatically. That's already unlocked, right? Once you buy it, it's not like the other DLCs where you got wait months in between.
No. That was the cool thing. I was not expecting with Aftermath is you get access to Shiva, Fujin, and RoboCop right away. Right. You get all 3 of them right away as to play as well. So as soon as I got to play with the other 2 in the story, I did a quick couple matches with RoboCop separately, of course, against Terminator, because
Why would you not do that?
Right, exactly. And RoboCop's not for me.
Too slow.
He's like a big character basically. He runs kind of like Kodo Khan, not Kodo Khan in 11, but Kodo Khan in 10.
Okay.
Because 10 he was way slower and a lot more technical. Where in 11, even if you weren't like a hardcore player, you could still kind of play as Kodo. where in 10, unless you were a hardcore player, it was very difficult to play as him.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the vibe I was getting from RoboCop. It was just a couple of quick matches though, so I can't. Maybe the more I get into it, but yeah. So, but I think the DLC is definitely worth it. It's
cool.
It's pretty cool. And then last but not least, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch. So I'm probably about 6.5 hours into that. I think I'm on chapter 4 or 5. I can't remember. Totally enjoying it though. I'm absolutely loving it. I could definitely, just like Xenoblade 2, I could see me easily putting over 100 hours into this game eventually. So this game, something I probably won't talk about it again for a while because it's something I'm just constantly going to be playing towards. Because that was the thing
right.
with Xenoblade 2. I think it took me almost 2 years. It took me almost 2 years to finish it, and I think my total time on that was close to 120 hours.
Man.
So I mean, it's just one of those games where I play for a little while, and that's kind of how I'm going to probably attack with this one as well.
I got you. That's all you got?
Yep.
Just plenty. Art.
Oh yeah.
What
you playing?
Not a whole lot, believe it or not.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it never happens.
Next, if we get to 200, I'm going to count how many times you said that in every episode. I gave you your introductions.
It's going to be like
100.
175 out of 200.
It's going to be a lot. Yeah.
Just more of stuff I already was playing. Played more Rainbow Six like always. In the last few weeks of the current season, so now's the time to kind of fuck around and try different things. And who really cares if you win or lose? You've reached whatever pinnacle you're going to reach for the season. So, and I played a little bit more Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've concluded that I have about a week to finish that game. Because once Last of Us 2 comes and is in my hands, I almost feel like if I don't finish Final Fantasy VII before then, I'm just not going to finish it. So I gotta crap or get off the pot here in the next week.
You know what chapter you're on?
No idea. 7, 8, maybe.
Okay, making progress. I think there's 18 total.
Okay, but that's it. That's all I've played.
All right, I got 2 more things to add on from Iron Man VR. While I had the VR set up, I was just like, I want to play something new, and I purchased The Room, A Dark Matter, and that is so great. If you've ever played any of the Room games like on iPads or whatever, it has the same kind of vibe to it, where it's just like a bunch of puzzle boxes and like room escape mechanics along the same thing, and each kind of room has its own kind of like theme and vibe. Like the very first one you're in, it's like an archaeologist who has gone missing, and the main part of this game is you're a detective in like 1908 London or something like that, and you're trying to find who this person was. And the very first stop ends up being their office, and you're just going from like 5 or 6 different spots around the room to solve puzzles. And I might find a thing over here that goes over there, and you go over there and it opens up a whole new box comes out, and you have a new box that you're manipulating. But what's really cool about this, as opposed to like, and what they've heard over from the iPad games is like how tactile it all feels when you're moving it around. Like in the iPad, like you scroll up to move things up and down and turn it around or whatever. But with the move controllers, you got to grab the trigger and you take the trigger and you drag it across and move it, and you move it a piece up, and you got to do 2 things at the same time, and it feels great. Like it feels absolutely great. And then the vibe around the whole game too is this really cool. Like I said, that 1908 like London vibe is really cool. And they have like an undertone of like supernatural things happening too. And you're kind of always not want to say on edge, because it's not like a scary game. There's nothing like that. But it's like you don't really kind of know what's around each corner. And every single time you solve one puzzle, you might have like 3 more keys to something you haven't even seen yet. And then 20 minutes later, like, oh crap, this is in my inventory. This is what I need. So it balances that stuff out really, really well from like, and it's constantly rewarding you with like figuring out small puzzles to get to that bigger puzzle that requires solving too. But yeah, that's absolutely great. So I'm playing on the PSVR. I think you said, Steak, you have it on the Quest, right?
I do. Yeah. It's really nice to have, honestly, for that game, it's kind of nice not having a wire.
Totally.
Like that's kind of a very nice thing about that game. But yeah, it's if you have any type of VR, grab it. It's totally worth it. And I think the second one's coming out later this year. So
I didn't know that.
I think it's supposed to be a trilogy.
Oh,
So,
well, the room games were like, I think there was 4 of them, and the first 3 were kind of like a plan thing, and they're like, well, then they made a 4th one, and then this is like their 5th one that they're doing.
right. Yeah, I
So
think it's
like,
like VR. It's gonna be like a VR trilogy. I think that's what I was reading. So yeah,
love
it's
it, super excited.
the more the merrier.
Yeah, and this is a really cool thing, like where you have like and all the room games always have this like way to change your vision. It's like a little eyeglass you look at. We're looking through the eyeglass, it unlocks, like it gives you different things you can see. So like sometimes a box will have like a weird like greenish purplish like tint to it. And you put the glasses on, and then you can see through it and see through the other side. If you didn't have the glasses on, you don't see it. So that's super great.
Yeah.
I think like about halfway through. There's like 4 podiums that I keep going to after each room. I've gotten through the first 2, so I assume I got 2 more podiums plus whatever else that happens post podiums. Last, how do I phrase this? I finished the main story of Red Dead 2. I'm now in the first epilogue of Red Dead 2. Apparently, there's 2 of them, because just like how you talk about like following through a walkthrough, I was just like, where am I? How much more do I have? Not because I'm like sick of it, but just like there's just so much happening, and just like I feel like I'm not, I don't think I'm not getting anywhere, but it's just like I could be doing this forever. Like when do we turn the corner on the story for Arthur Morgan? But man, it's hard for me to talk a lot of it without getting too spoilery. But like, there's 6 chapters that you play as Arthur Morgan, and then in the last 2 chapters in the epilogue you play as somebody else. That last chapter with Arthur is just unbelievable. Like just how real Arthur Morgan is, and how many different ways he can connect with different people in different ways. Like one of the missions, like they have these little like I think you call them like stranger missions, where like you're just riding along, and all of a sudden like a question mark shows up on the map, and you go there and you get a mission. So I went there and I found this woman who was just like crying over this grave, and her husband just died, and they're like 2 city folk that are trying to make it out west. Like they're from Chicago, actually, oddly enough. They're trying to make it out west, and this woman now has her husband's dead. She has no idea how to hunt or do anything, and Arthur is passing on knowledge to her. And I've just like I went to her house like 3 times, and each time I go have a mission with her, she keeps like doing better and better and better. In the epilogue, it's like something like 8 years after the main story happens. I go to that house just out of curiosity to see let's see how she's doing, and she's doing like awesome. Like she has a farm now, like she has like crops, and she's doing great. But like she had like kind of a cutscene between me and her, and there was nothing on the map or anything like that. It was just like I just want to see how this lady's doing, and she's doing great. So and then there's like a bunch of other things like that I wanted to get to after the 6th, because like the redemption of Red Dead Redemption happens for Arthur in that final chapter, and there's so many things you really get a view of who Arthur really is in that last chapter. He's not just some thug cowboy. Like he is really trying to just survive, and there's so many different things are getting in his way, including Dutch, who was like the gang leader. And at that, like near the end, like Dutch, all he wants to do is just keep everyone together, and it gets to the point where he's keeping everybody together despite them. Like it's not good to stay together where they're at anymore. Like it's probably better if everyone just disbands and just hope for the best for everybody. But Dutch is like, no, we can just do one more train robbery, one more bank robbery, and then we're gonna go to Tahiti. Was this big thing? Like we're all taking everyone, we get in a boat, we're all gonna go. We'll be farmers, we'll be living like fat cats in Tahiti. And it's just like he's just trying to keep everybody together, and it just starts busting at the seams in that last chapter. And just seeing like the how the group kind of disbands, it's just like it makes so much sense. And like if you just took the story missions and just put them on TV, it'd be like one of the best TV shows of all time. It really would be, because those characters have so much depth, and there's so many people in that group I really loved, and came across people I really loved, and like I really started caring about. And Arthur is like ultimate of all those things. Like he is one of the most real characters in I've ever got the chance to play in a video game. But he's also one of the most like badass mofos I've ever played too, because he can be like this super badass guy, but at the same time like you can still see he has that heart and a conscience, and he lives by a code, and all these different things are happening with him, despite him. Screw it, I'm going to spoil some part of Red Dead here. He gets tuberculosis, and ultimately, that is his end of his story. Is the end of that disease, but he gets it in like the first chapter. So you're dying, basically that whole game. Like, you don't know it. Like, around chapter 4 or 5, he starts like kind of like coughing a little bit, and then he kind of just progressively just does it more and more. And then you can see like his character face, like his character model starts changing. He's paler. He has some like blood around his like bloodshot eyes and things like that. And it's just like all these things, all these bullets have been fired at me. All these situations I've been in, you know, I'm wanted in 3 counties and all these different things. And tuberculosis is ultimately what takes him down. But knowing he's dying is what gives him that like drive to be like, I'm gonna go out the way I want to go out. I'm gonna take care of as many people in my group as possible, despite what Dutch is doing. And that's where that rift happens between Dutch and you. Is Dutch wants to keep everyone together. You're like, no, I'm gonna save, John Marston's in this game. I'm gonna save John Marston and his family. Like, they're gonna go away. I have one of my characters who is Native American. He's gonna go help the Native American tribe. Like, there's all these different things that keep happening, splintering people off. And it's just unbelievably put together in like 100 hours of gameplay. Like, how is it even possible that they can put together a cohesive, meaningful story around this massive open world? It's just unbelievable. And like, honestly, one of my favorite games I've ever played. But now what I'm doing, like, I know there's 2 epilogues. I'm about halfway through the first one. And now I'm just kind of like going through and just doing stuff. There was a point where I was like, I just gotta get to the end of the story. But now I'm just like, all right, I gotta do some stuff. I gotta visit some graves. I got just goofy stuff like that before I leave. I talked to that lady already, so I know she's fine, so that's good. So I'm gonna visit some graves. I'm gonna do these missions, and hopefully I can get these couple characters on the right path before the game's over. But man, it is unfreaking believably great. And I'm sorry I passed on it for a couple of years, and now I'm just talking about it now because no one wants to talk about it. So I'm done talking about it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're enjoying
it. There's so many just like I said, even just like in the mechanics of this, like sometimes like when you're doing like there's so many firefights in that game, and they do that like when you get like a really good shot off and you kill somebody like in the first bullet, like they go into the cinematic mode where like this slows down. You see the guy like the guy that you shot like going backwards, and Arthur is just looking just badass as he can possibly look, just like sometimes with his mask up and just like he's still firing. It's just man, it's an unbelievable feat in everything that a video game can be. So, all right, I'm done. Hopefully, by the time we talk about this again, I'm done with it. So like Art was saying, like I want to be done with this game before Last of Us 2 Part 2 comes out because I'm not going back. All right, Steak. What's coming out next couple weeks?
All right, so a couple games that came out last week, really quick. Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics, Nintendo Switch on June 5th. And The Outer Worlds made its way to the Switch on June 5th as well. It's supposed to be pretty rough over there.
Yeah, the textures aren't great.
No. Then June 16th, Disintegration is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That's from the original Halo team. It's like a first-person shooter meets RTS. And then on June 19th, the game we've all been waiting for, Burnout Paradise Remastered for the Nintendo Switch.
That too.
Yeah. And The Last of Us Part 2 for PS4.
Yes, sir.
And our PlayStation Plus games for June, Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. 2 heavy hitters there.
Yeah, it's like last time we talked about there was like 2 sim games, and now it's 2 shooter games. Oh, speaking of World War II, I did take a spin with my new handy dandy little back buttons here.
Ooh.
I did get it. I don't know if I played 2 rounds with it, so I don't know how I feel yet. But what I did and what I liked about it, I did the left trigger to L3 for running, and the back button for R2 for shooting. And because I usually use my middle finger anyway, because I don't know why I hold the controller like that, but I do. Like I always end up doing that for whatever reason for the R2.
More buttons at once.
More or less. But now it's like on the back. Like honestly, like I took the firing like a fish to water. Like it didn't feel that weird to me at all. Running for some reason, I couldn't stop touching the buttons, like the L3, the actual like thumb button for. I don't know why that would be different. But I did like having the run button on there though, like when I remember to do it, because when you're pressing down and running, I always felt like I'm not in as much control because I'm like forcing it down and running it on at the same time. So I just being able to tap it and like keep it loose really did help out. But like I said, I played a couple of rounds, so I don't know. I'm glad I got one though. Now I know.
All right. Xbox Games with Gold for June. On Xbox One, you can download Shantae and the Pirate's Curse from June 1st through the 30th, and Coffee Talk from June 16th through July 15th.
That's not a game. That's a
Saturday
Night Live skit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not Coffee Talk.
Yeah, not Mike. It was Mike Myers, right? I think.
Mike Myers. Yep. But actually, I've heard that game is actually supposed to be pretty good. So I was actually looking forward to that. Then on Xbox 360 games that are also playable on your Xbox One, this one's actually an original Xbox game, Destroy All Humans, June 1st through the 15th. So to prep you before that remaster comes out in a couple months, I think. So, and Sine Mora from June 16th through the 30th. And then a whole bunch of stuff actually just got added to Xbox Game Pass today. Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 for the that is only on PC on June 11th. BattleTech PC June 11th. Dungeon of the Endless console and PC June 11th. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 remix and the 2.8 final chapter prologue.
So that's everything but 3, right?
3's on there already.
Oh, it is.
Every Kingdom Hearts game is on Game Pass right now.
There you go.
Every single one. No Man's Sky, PC and console on June 11th, and also today kicked off the crossplay between different consoles. And then on June 18th, Thronebreaker is making its way to console, and The Bard's Tale, a RPG, console and PC, also on June 18th.
All right. I mean, do I even say extra, or do we just...
Why not?
Extra.
Yeah, whatever.
Time for the news.
Whatever.
It's time for the news.
Sure.
News.
I have no news.
So Steak has the news, per usual. Every time we have an event, Steak is...
Wait, hang on. I do have
run of the
news.
show.
I forgot.
What? What?
Kingdoms of Amalur is getting a remaster.
Oh, yeah. I've never played it. I missed that one. I know
I've never played it, and I've heard good things.
It's so good. It's so good. I reserved the collector's edition. It's
I wasn't aware that he had one.
Yes, comes with like a statue, this giant box. It's awesome.
And there's another. Hang on.
He's got news.
I got something I want to a small rant on about here. So, Xbox announced that with the Series X and with their smart delivery system and game delivery, all that, bundled games now will just be tied to the first person that logs into the console with their Xbox account.
What do you mean by that?
So they're not giving you a card with a code anymore. It's just, I guess they know that serial number console has this game bundled with it, and when you log in, the license goes to you and it starts downloading.
I got you. Okay.
If they're going to go that far, why don't they just put the fucking game on the console before they ship it?
I don't know.
Well, I guess like you could use the Cyberpunk as an example of that. The game's not out yet, but the system's out there. So I mean, I guess that's a way to get the, if they already have the systems made, all right, get the system out. Go ahead and people start buying it, and then when Cyberpunk comes out, all right, go ahead and download it.
I mean, that's one thing, but like that doesn't happen most of the time. Usually,
sure.
A bundle will come out either well after release, or if it's a special edition, it comes out on release day with the game.
Sure.
I mean, if you're gonna make it so I can't transfer that license, at least save me the bandwidth on my monthly limit.
But I think
when you have 200 gig Call of Duty games coming out.
No kidding. Microsoft just has too much money. Like, how do they even figure that out? Like, we got to figure out like that specific game goes with that specific console. Like,
just put it in a database.
I don't know. Well, sure, but like, it's been like, I mean, but like, if I have that game already, I just want that console because it looks cool. I can't give that game code to somebody else to sell it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever. Who cares?
Or like, I mean, like around the holidays, they do like whatever. After a few years, it's like get the console and get 3 to 5 games with it.
Right.
And okay, maybe I only want one of those games. Maybe I'm just buying it because it's the regular price and I can make a few bucks back by selling those codes. I mean, it's in my eyes, of course, I'm consumer. It seems very consumer unfriendly because you're not pirating the games. It's a valid license.
Right.
And this made me
I
think
think
of something
probably
else.
because it's included. Because because like the Cyberpunk, Xbox. Wait, I gotta get this right. Xbox One X has it's $300. So I mean the regular price isn't $240 for the X.
Right.
So the game's free, basically free with that console.
Right.
So I mean that's how they're justifying it.
I don't know. The other thing I started wondering about with this is I want to go back and find the original Xbox One conference and see how much of that shit has either made its way into Xbox One or will be making its way into Series X.
If you want to watch that nonsense,
I don't. I just want to find a
nonsense.
list. Just give me a list. I don't want.
It's funny you mentioned that because actually quite a bit of that has already made its way in.
Right.
And Series X is already taking that. Some of that stuff is coming into Series X as well. It's just that it was presented in such a bad way.
Oh yeah. The way it was presented
everyone was like going nuts about it.
The way it was presented was, "Hey, we have a new game console. Yeah, you can play games, but check out all this shit."
Right.
People want to play the games, and here's some other stuff you can do.
Right. All right.
That's all I have. I don't have to cut steak off anymore.
What do we want to do first here? Because I honestly don't even. I have been so buried in that Project Art was talking to me about this whole week. I didn't even know IGN was doing something. So I mean, do you want to go through that first? And then we'll hit the big heavy hitter.
Yeah. I'll just do some really quick highlights here of some stuff. Let me bring it up here. Okay.
This is all brand new news to me and Mike. So
I'm waiting with bated breath. This is great TV.
All right, so we got a trailer for a game announcement called Metal Hellsinger. So this game is a first-person shooter rhythm game to metal music.
What?
And you are in hell and shooting demons from hell. It looks insane.
You're doing too much. It sounds like you're doing too much to me. How do you do a first-person shooter rhythm game?
Give me that name. Hold on, give me that name again.
Metal Hellsinger.
Okay, I'm gonna Google that shit the second we're done.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like it kind of reminds me a little bit of the what's that game on Switch? The Necromancer game.
The Necromancer.
Okay. Yes. So you know how like that one, like at the bottom of the screen has like this pulse going, and like that's kind of like how you make your movements. Is like you're trying to keep in beat with the pulse. Well, your retinal is the pulse. So as you're doing things, when you're doing things like within the rhythm, you'll see like your multiplayer start going up, and you get more and more points and stuff like that. And there's like a campaign. There's gonna be a story mode and everything for this. It looks absolutely insane.
That's wild. All right, I'll definitely check that one out.
Yeah, it looks great. Then they showed off. They had 14 minutes. Gameplay and a developer interview for Yakuza Like a Dragon. So it showed off some of the new stuff in there, considering this is like kind of a bit of a change. It's not going to be so much action based. It's a little bit more of a turn-based RPG, but with an action aspect behind it. If you watch the video, that makes sense, trust me. But it looks awesome. And they were talking about the mini games. There's Dragon Kart, which is basically Mario Kart. So super pumped to try that out. And then they did confirm it will be their day one with the Series X, which is awesome. So that is the launch title on the Series X for sure. So
we don't get to wait that long then.
Oh yeah, super excited, super pumped. That is also the reason why I am super more motivated to get through the rest of the Yakuza games before the X comes out. Then there's a trailer for this game called Beyond Blue. It's kind of like it's kind of like remember that Abzu? Ocean game? Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I think a little bit more like educational, where like you actually are like scanning, like you'll see like a sperm whale, so you swim up to it and like you scan the fin, and then it gives you some details. It's like a collaboration with Planet Ocean.
Okay, cool.
Like those guys. So it actually seems pretty interesting. So if you're into that kind of stuff and like want it like some kind of more a little bit more relaxed, looks neat. Let's see here. What else did they just mention? They had a gameplay trailer for Mortal Shell. I don't know if you guys have heard of this.
I heard that one.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is being made by one guy. And it looks, and it's like, yeah, it looks super like I don't know why.
Is
For
this the
some
one
reason,
they
that's
showed
in my
during that
head.
Xbox Inside Xbox conference?
Yes. No. No, that one was different. That one was that was Beyond or Bright Memory Infinite or something.
Yeah, that was like a first-person game. This Mortal Shell looks like it's more Souls-like.
Yes, it looks very Souls-like, but for some reason, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I could be wrong, but for some reason, that name of that game got in my head, and I want to say it was being made by one person.
I believe you. That's happening more and more.
Yeah, it looks insane. They announced a whole bunch of new arcade one-up machines. X-Men versus Street Fighter, which is going to include Marvel versus Capcom and two other X-Men fighting games.
Very cool.
Mrs. Pac-Man. I can't see here from the thumbnail what other ones, but there's 3 other games along with Mrs. Pac-Man, or Ms. Pac-Man, excuse me.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah, sorry.
Get it right, pay the price.
Sorry, she's single. No.
He's not Mr. Pac-Man. He's just regular Pac-Man.
Big Buck Hunter with the gun. So that's
you have my attention.
That's pretty awesome. And Marvel Digital Pinball. So it's a pinball machine, but it's the Zen Marvel games that are in there. So they're the digital version of that, but you're actually using like actual flippers and stuff.
So it's like a long screen, like in front of you, like looking down at it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like an old school. That's the one I'm kind of the most interested in. That seems pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's unique. Because I mean, those pinball games are actually pretty cool too. But my main thing is just like you kind of lose them. I mean, it's like you're following the ball around. It's kind of hard to tell when it's coming close to the flippers sometimes, or you can't see if you change. There's like 12 cameras for every pinball table they have there. But I can never feel like I get the right one because you can't really see the whole thing and have it be good, you know. But yeah, that's really neat. I got to check that one out too.
Yeah, that it looks really cool. Let's see here. What did they show today? I have not watched any of this stuff yet today, but they got a remake, the trailer for the 13 remake, the game from back on the PS2 and everything. I believe that's come out in November. I saw some screenshots. It looks really sharp, and I heard that game is excellent.
Yeah, it looks great. What a weird game to remake too. I mean, like it's kind of like I don't know. I remember when it came out. I don't remember having a big like hoopla about it when it came out. I know people liked it, obviously, because they're remaking it. But like, what a weird one to bring back now.
Yeah. It looks like they did have a gameplay interview for Mortal Shell, and it's like 16 minutes long. So there's probably a lot of stuff in there. So go check that out if you're interested in that game. They have a new trailer for Spellbreak. I don't know if you guys remember this game. That they showed this off. I want to say I think it was a Nintendo Direct, but it's also coming to Xbox. It's basically the battle royale game where you're like wizards.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah. So there's a new trailer for that. The Samurai Jack game. Looks like there's a gameplay interview there for that as well. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Art, that's right. They did have a video here, a developer interview for Borderlands 3, Bounty of Blood, the expansion. So there's like a 10-minute video on that. Yeah. And then they also show up a trailer for everyone's gonna be super excited for this. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2.
Hot damn!
Woo-hoo! And all I see is Stimpy on the thumbnail, which is that's fantastic.
Well, all right, that is better. I thought it was like Nintendo Now.
It's just like 12 different colors of SpongeBob.
Oh God!
All right.
Controversial. SpongeBob's the worst. I'm sorry.
Just way worse kids TV. Way worse kids TV.
Oh, sure. No, I don't disagree, but I don't know. I never got into that.
All right.
So that's what's going on so far.
Enough of that. Let's get into the actual main event from today.
Oh yeah.
The PlayStation 5. What do they call it? Was a showcase? I don't know the actual official term. Like I know we're twins. I don't know the actual what the actual
event
was called, but basically PS5 like showcase event, whatever it was. So it was a little. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The way I would actually describe this was their E3 conference.
Yeah.
Very
This was an
much
E3
so.
conference.
Mine is like a big like playthrough of something because I feel like they always have like PlayStation always has like some on stage controllers and hands playing something. So outside of like that piece of it exactly felt just like a PlayStation conference.
Yeah, because like with the way they were like the interviewers were talking and some of the people from inside the studios and stuff, I was like, as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh my god, this is like okay, break from the trailer. The guy's on the stage, he's talking. All right, let's get back to the game. Like,
yeah, right.
It's like I was like, oh my god, oh, this just feels good. This feels like it was supposed to be E3 week, so this feels really good. All right, so we kicked off the PlayStation 5 event with a PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah.
And as we all know what game that is, that would be Grand Theft Auto 5.
Because they haven't sold enough copies.
For the record, if I had more time, I was going to print off a picture of the GTA 5 logo with a red circle and a slash through it and put it on the back wall behind me. Stop buying the goddamn game, people.
This is nuts. This is absolutely insane.
Motivate them to make a new one.
Right. So it's coming to PS5. And it's coming to PS5 in the second half of 2021. So, so we're still a year away from that. So, like, that just delays anything else in terms of, like, a GTA 6 possibility.
But, like, oh, God. I mean, it's, Jesus. I mean, I thought it was going to be, like, the Red Dead 2 on the new console. Because it faced, like,
that would make more sense.
That's what
to put a PS4 game on the next console.
My goodness.
Yeah. And they're going to release a standalone GTA Online.
Correct.
So,
which is free if you have Plus already.
Yeah, it'll be free for the first 3 months on Plus.
Oh.
So there was stuff that came out after this.
Okay, that's all going to be news to me. Like I said, I did my project. I came here. I did this. So I have like no idea how like the internet reacted to all this stuff yet or anything like that. So
I don't know how they reacted. I know how I reacted.
Yeah. And that was the thing too, is like everyone's wondering, so it's like, okay, so it's come to PS5. So what does that mean? Do we have to buy it again? Are we getting a patch? Or what's going on? Or is there going to be like a, not necessarily buy it again, but an upgrade fee? Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
you know, it doesn't matter because it's going to be the top selling game on PS5 for the next year. So
sad but true, man. It's at some point it's got to stop. It's got to stop at some point. Like it's like just a runaway freight train forever.
It won't be until when 6 comes out.
We thought like when Red Dead 2 came out, okay, maybe this is finally like, you know, they're going to plateau and that's going to be it. But no, I mean.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Whatever. All right. What's next? Let's get into like PlayStation 5 news.
I've never gone from like peak, you have all my attention, to yelling in my basement by myself like so quickly. Like they start off to show the Rockstar logo. I'm like, oh shit, here it is.
Yeah.
GTA 5. I'm like, motherfucker.
I didn't know what, like, it was one of those things where like 1,000 possibilities crossed my mind. None of them were GTA 5. Not a single one that I thought, you know, maybe that like, you know, Agent crossed my mind. You know, that PlayStation game exclusive that never got like all that stuff. All
it's still on their website, by the way.
Really?
It's still on the website.
I do not believe you one goddamn bit.
Which
website? Rockstar?
Yeah, because the only reason why I know that is because I was on. This came up like 2 or 3 weeks ago on Twitter. Someone was talking about that game, and they showed a screenshot like from the website saying like the picture is still on, like the logo is still on there somewhere.
What the fuck?
See? Yeah, it's still there. It's not officially dead yet.
Rockstar Games is proud to announce Agent, developed by the people behind Grand Theft Auto Rockstar North. Agent will be available exclusively for the PlayStation 3 computer entertainment system.
Well, fuck. I just traded in my PS3 a few weeks ago. How am I going to play that?
My God.
Yeah,
release date to be announced.
Yep.
Well, I apologize for besmirching you earlier there, Steak.
It's not that, guys. All right, so let's get into some true PS5 goodness here. And God damn it, I cannot believe this. I'm about to say this. Spider-Man. Miles Morales. holiday 2020.
So launch
which
window.
The launch title or the window, yeah.
Unbelievable is coming out this year. I mean, it's even possible. How are we? How is that even a thing happening this year?
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, I guess they have the city already built. So,
I was gonna say, like,
it's the same
yeah,
city.
if they're using the same city and using the same engine and they reskin Spider-Man, that takes a big part of it out of the equation if you're not rebuilding the environment and the mechanics. But still, that's what was that 2 years ago? Spider-Man came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same year. Yeah.
Still seems like a quick turnaround for a new Spider-Man, which I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's questioning though, like what exactly, like what is it? Like how big is it and everything like that. And
right.
like a lot of people are speculating it's going to be kind of like the Uncharted. What was that?
Lost Legacy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which that was like what, like 8 hours or something?
It was like 8 to 10-ish time.
It was like a bigger DLC. That's why it was a retail release. So
that wasn't. I wouldn't really call that a DLC, but more of an expansion, I guess.
Yeah.
But different characters, but same assets and everything.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
Go
ahead. I was a big. I was a big fan of Lost Legacy too. So like it was something like that where it ends up just being like like a 5-hour thing made by these people that make amazing games. Cool. And having Miles Morales on this thing is just so brilliant for Sony to do, coming off of like this Into the Spider-Verse, just like amazing movie. Everyone loved it. It was this huge hype. And then just to go kind of, I mean, the costume looks exactly like it does in the Into the Spider-Verse, and
it looks insane.
It looks so good. I cannot believe it's coming out this quick.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be our bridging the gap to Spider-Man 2, basically. I think that definitely is gonna be like what it's gonna like. Yeah. I think this is gonna be his training into this, and then like he's gonna have a big event that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that's gonna lead into whatever the next True Spider-Man was. Originally, when they first showed him like with the hands and it was like all lightning, I thought it was Infamous.
That's what I thought too.
Me too. 100%.
Like, oh yeah, it's been a while since we had an Infamous, and they panned out. I'm like, oh, this isn't what I thought, but I'm still interested.
There's webs in his face.
I was saying another thing through all the tech demos and stuff they've been like showing off to Digital Foundry and all that stuff. The big thing they've been quoting is load speeds and Spider-Man being the example, and here they get to show that off right off the bat to everyone.
Very true. Yeah, super pumped.
That's just the beginning, guys. We're just getting started. Like that's just insane. Like we're just getting started here. So after that, who saw this coming? Gran Turismo 7. Showing off some good stuff there. We actually got some like true gameplay too, which was amazing. Yeah. They showed the mapping of the campaign. I love the fact that it's called 7. Because that means it is going to. I think it's going to go back to the actual Gran Turismo roots here, so that makes me excited.
Well, you can't have a console launch without a racing game, so there it is.
Listen, you got to hit all the genres to get a little bit of something for everyone.
Not judging. I think that's literally the only genre I don't play is racing games. Like,
I'm not into racing games. I thought this looked good. However, I think this might have been the thing they showed that was robbed the most by not having a 4K stream available.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. That's because that was like the first time watching it. I'm like, I need to see this in 4K. Like, I need to.
It looked good, but I know that's not how it's supposed to look.
Right. And it's like I don't think this is a launch title though. There was no date on it.
A lot of the stuff they showed didn't have dates.
And Gran Turismo is like constantly like, we're making the game, and then they're gone for 3 years. So like.
It's coming out next week, and then 2 weeks go by. What's going on? Like,
it's like it's like you lose a shipment. Like they're notorious. Like being like, we're making this awesome thing. One day it'll be out. No,
right. So then after that, let's just keep it going. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Oh my God! Again, this is another thing that I need to see the 4K trailer for. Oh my! But even without it, oh my God!
switching between the environments when he's like, going through those rifts and like
pulling the rifts or whatever.
That, I mean, that's what they promise, right? That's what PlayStation, Sony's been talking about. Just like no crazy loading times, like being able to pull these things assets off that solid state drive, and just like holy crap, like that's really unbelievable how they can just transition an entire environment in seconds, like in less than a second.
You're going from the usual futuristic Ratchet and Clank environment, you pull through a rift and you're in the fucking Stone Age and there's dinosaurs and stuff.
That was awesome. That was so awesome.
That looks so great.
I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
And on the live stream, I reminded everybody that was our 2016 Game of the Year.
Was. They didn't put out a Game of the Year edition, but if they did, we would have been on the box. I know a lot of people didn't do it.
That's right. So yeah, super, super pumped for that. Then after that, we got this really, really cool, very good-looking trailer for a game from Square Enix called Project Athia, and it is a PS5 exclusive. So Square Enix still, even though Microsoft's trying with their Japanese games, still PS5 exclusive here with this one. And this basically looked like the Unreal 5 demo.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. Like at first I thought, like, okay, is this Tomb Raider? Then it wasn't.
Right.
Then I thought it was Nier, and then it wasn't, and then it was something new, which is cool,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looked like it looked cool, but you're right. It looked very similar to like the Unreal demo that we got 3-4 weeks ago now, whatever that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to see more, but it looks good. Good start. After that, we got this interesting trailer for a game called Stray, where I believe we're playing as a stray cat.
Sure, looks like it. You got a backpack.
Yep.
He's clearly on the streets.
Yep. It's coming in 2021. That's about it.
Cool. I mean, Annapurna, cool.
Right.
That instantly gets my attention because they make like my type of game. I don't like cats, so I don't know if this is going to be for me. But I did like the whole like this dystopian like robots, all the only living things.
I like the art style. I thought the art style was really cool, and the cats looked awesome.
I just don't know what I'm doing. So like again, that's one of the things. Like okay, I'll check it. See where the next bits of media come out about it. But I hate cats. So.
Fair enough. Then after that, we got a little montage of some system specs in terms of like 4K Blu-ray drives, 4K Ultra Blu-ray drives included. About time. Ray tracing, all the stuff we kind of already knew.
None of it was new, right? I think that was
all
like
stuff we knew already.
No, all of it was stuff we knew. They just had it in a nice presentation, kind of just showing it off again. But I will mention, because when I was going through everything to write it all down, I couldn't find it easily. At some point in here, I'll just include it with this. They did show the initial screen when you first turn on the system.
Yes, the boot up screen. Like they snuck it in there.
Screen. They did sneak it in there.
It was like I was like, are they going to show the UI? And then they just showed another game. I was like, but it's like it's a thing. Like it's one of those like classic like launch things. Like what's the boot up music or what's the boot up sequence? And it was cool to kind of just shove it in there and like not make a big deal out of it either.
Right. Then after that, we got Housemarque's new game, Returnal. And this looks like out of their comfort zone. It's a third-person action-adventure game.
Mm-hmm. Probably roguelike, just going off the theme of the, constantly like waking, like, you have the crash, you get the monster, you die, you go back. That was like the loop they kept going through, and they kept showing that. So I would not be surprised it's not like roguelike, but like the environments are vastly different. So that's that's the vibe I got off of it. It looked really good. It looked like a Housemarque game, but you're behind the shoulder as opposed to on top, looking down on it. Very particles and flashy and explosions and fun stuff like that.
Yeah,
and hey, Housemarque.
Exactly. So then after that, we have the return of Sackboy. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. So this is a new platforming game with Sackboy. I thought it was going to be a new little big planet, but
so glad it wasn't.
Actually, yeah.
Why?
Aren't there enough games out there where you rely on the community to make your game for you?
I think Dreams owns that landscape. That is their thing. No one should even attempt to do it at all because that is now their thing. And I mean that's what a Media Molecule was, where Sackboy was born. So like that kind of makes sense why he's not doing that.
I was gonna say like at this point, now with Dreams, like do you even bother? I think you don't even bother going back to Little Big Planet. So this is probably why they're like, hey, we don't want to lose that character because Sackboy is like a mascot of ours. So why not throw him in a platformer? I mean that makes sense. So I mean, it looks fun.
Little Big Planet, like the game was like that.
Outside of, I played very Little Big Planet, but this game, what they showed off, I might actually give it a shot.
We're gonna be a lot of Astrobot. Looks like some of the stuff they were doing.
We see Astrobot here in a little bit.
Yeah. So after that, we got a trailer for Destruction All Stars. This kind of looks like a.
I don't know what this game is.
Maybe battle royale type of game, but it looks like Twisted Metal. But you can also get out of your car and beat people up.
It seemed to me like. Go ahead, Art. I'm sorry.
I would say that's where I got confused. Like I saw like the cars. I'm like, all right, I can go for a Destruction Derby game. I haven't had one of these since PlayStation. And then I see people out of the car jumping over cars and dancing, and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at?
I feel like it was almost two teams where you have a team in cars and a team on feet, and like they have their own way to like. It looks like if you jumped on the truck and then you jumped off the truck like that rebound, like flip the car over, and that was how you could the kill or whatever you do in that game. Yeah, I was super confused by that one too. That one could have been benefit from like 10 minutes of gameplay or something like in post show, or that doesn't happen anymore.
I would be curious to see more of it, an explanation of what it actually is. Because it had my interest there for a second, and then I just got confused.
Absolutely, I could totally go for
confused, and then I got angry, and I hate it.
I got confused, and I remember the GTA thing at the beginning, and I started throwing stuff again.
Oh no!
Oh goodness!
The good news is I have a lot less stuff to move now because it's all broken.
That's true.
Oh, there you go.
You're throwing full boxes now.
So then after that, we got a trailer for a game that really intrigued me, Kenna. Bridge of Spirits.
Me too.
The animation in this game was insane.
It felt like Pikmin and Zelda kind of put together.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right about the art style. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm really curious to see what on a bigger level what it's going to be and everything. But yeah, I'm really curious just to see that animation all the way through the more environments and. Oh, that art style just got me.
Yeah, those little furry guys. I love those little guys. The combat looked really fun too. Like it was very melee combat, and then you saw the bow and arrow too. So yeah, that looked definitely on my radar. That looked really good.
Yeah. Then after that, we got a game that I felt like was a Mike game, regardless of the visuals. That would be Goodbye Volcano High.
Oh.
So this coming in 2021. Dude, it's Life is Strange with a animated dinosaur high school.
And it was like Mike also hates dinosaurs.
So you're wrong. No, it was like it felt like Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods had little small cutesy little animals. It looks like they just went with all of them, and they made this and. That might be too goofy even for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That
exists.
Hard to believe.
There's a line of too goofy for
it.
I also don't know what the game actually is. I don't know what's going on.
That's the thing. To me, like visually, I can understand thinking it's goofy, but it seems very serious. You know what I mean? Like the tone of the game was actually very serious.
Very.
So
so was Life is Strange. So was Oxenfree. So was Night in the Woods. Like I said, Night in the Woods didn't really connect with me because I really didn't like that main character. So I could care less about her journey. So whatever. But this is. But I like the gameplay of Night in the Woods. So something like this does that with a character I actually like or characters I like, then maybe it will connect. I don't know. But that was.
You'll buy it when it's $10.
I will buy when it's $10. That's correct.
Then after that, we have the return of an old series that has been gone for a little while, Oddworld. They've done some remasters here and there, but I'm pretty sure this is the first new Oddworld game in a long time, called Soulstorm. Looks like a typical Oddworld game. It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're into that game, I think you're really gonna enjoy it. After that, we got our first gameplay look at Ghostwire Tokyo. This is the horror game that Bethesda hinted at, kind of teased us with last E3. It is I don't know if they said it was going to be this, a first-person game. I did not expect that. Yeah, I thought it was going to be third-person for sure. So first-person game, some really weird, crazy magic shit going on.
Umbrella faceless men coming after you, and headless schoolgirls.
So I like the atmosphere. Yeah. I honestly, I think the story is probably going to be something special. I thought the visuals were super disappointing, though.
Totally agree. I am less excited about that game now than I was a year ago when they showed it. And I think the visuals for one of it, the whole, like, fighting with, like, touching thing was like, I don't know. Okay,
and
cool.
Like, the hands, like, it looked so PS3. Like,
I was not impressed by what I saw. Again,
what game are we talking about here?
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire, yeah.
But so,
I don't know what to expect. I mean, again, this is the second year we've seen it now in the E3 timeframe, I guess we can call it.
Right.
So we'll see when it comes out what it actually ends up being. But, like, I can't see myself. Like, they showed, like, 2 enemies that you're just kind of fighting over and over again too. I'm sure there's more, but, like, at this point, I didn't see anything that was just, like, really grabbing me and wanting to, like, see more of what it was. Like, they're gonna show me something, I think, going forward on that one. That was kind of a disappointment for me.
I agree. After that, we got a trailer for a game coming holiday 2020. Jet: The Far Shore. Okay.
Which one was that one again? Oh, that one with the spaceship, right? It was just like year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 500.
Yes,
that one.
Right, and then they showed and then they had like a weird, like, screen, and, like, they showed it looked like a rocket going through the world, or like, I have no idea. I don't know. It's not for me. I could already tell.
I did work during that 5 minutes. I wasn't paying attention to that one.
Then after that, we got an expanded look at Godfall that they announced already. Those at the Game Awards coming to PS5, coming holiday 2020. I'm assuming it's a launch title. This looks super generic.
Steak, you are speaking my language today. I was like, that is just like video game to video game. Like, the music was cool. I liked the music. Didn't fit at all what was going on with the visuals or fire or anything.
I guarantee that music is not in the game. And this is like your typical generic launch action game.
It's your Genji from the PlayStation 3 days. It's just...
Which is a shame, though, because Genji could have been something very special, but it was very generic. But yeah, no, absolutely. This is your typical generic action, and it didn't even look great. Like, the environments didn't even look that good. Like, this doesn't look like a PS5 game.
Everything just looked like that weird, like, bronze, like all the armor. Like, oh, you can upgrade your armor. Like, you showed me 4 armors looked exactly the same. Right, so like, I don't know. It was not a good showing for them. Yep.
I will not be buying that at launch. I'll wait till you guys give me that, because I guarantee you the first PlayStation 5 game they give us for free with PlayStation Plus will be in about 2 years. I guarantee you it will be that game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So I'll wait a couple years. After that, we got a trailer for Solar Ash coming in 2021. This is from the Hyper Light Drifter creators. It looks very similar, just better. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Look cool.
Yeah, I never played that first one, so I know a lot of people liked it, but I just never got into it. I never played it, so it looked cool.
Here we go. Art, this one, you paying attention, Art? This one's for you. This one's for you, Art. Hitman 3.
Yes.
January 2021. Don't have to wait very long. I'm assuming that's going to be Chapter 1.
What's that? Yeah, they didn't
Is
say
it
if
going to
it'll
be
be
like episodic?
Well, the Hitman 2 was episodic, but they put all the episodes out at launch.
Oh, did they?
So it was still like I bought the game and I had to download 6 episodes, but they were all there on launch day.
Oh, okay. Because the first one, that was like
The first one
separated
was
release, right?
episodic
Okay.
and was released like every couple months. They put a new chapter or whatever out.
Okay.
This is also the first one they're doing since they've totally separated from IDOS.
Square Enix. Right.
Square Enix, yeah. This is just IO Interactive out on their own, so it could be a little bit different. I'll end up getting it anyway, just to it's the last game in the trilogy here of the this series of games and the storyline. So, yeah, I mean, it looked like a Hitman game.
It looked pretty.
Yeah, it was interesting to see like they had some different settings they haven't had in the recent ones. Like there was a scene where you were out in the woods with looks like people hunting for you. I don't recall any like woodsy environments like that in the previous two. Everything's usually pretty much based around a lot of indoor areas, and that could be too, or it could just be a cutscene. I mean, we don't know, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome. So after that, as we spoke earlier, we got Astro's Playroom, basically Astrobot. So it looks like we're gonna get a new platformer. I did mention during the live stream though, I don't know if I can play that without VR though.
Yeah, I mean, it was as they were showing it, I'm like, this isn't like the VR point of view that you played Astrobot in. Like they're not turning around looking at the environment behind them or anything. I'm like, this is a not 2D, but this is a controller like platformer.
It's the only thing I saw post this event was about this game. So apparently, is it going to be free with the console when it comes out? It's probably whatever their version of the Playroom is.
Oh well, I was going to say that would make sense because Playroom on PlayStation 4 had that one.
Right, and it's basically going to be like I don't want to say a tech demo, but like a demo for the DualSense controller. Like here's all these things. It's like how I mean,
so it's 1-2 switch.
More or less. I mean, that's what it kind of sounds like. It's like it's going to really use the DualSense as like their main focus of what you're doing there. Just like it seems like
you milk an Astrobot.
I don't know, but I'll be the champion. That's all I know. Undefeated Switch milk champion.
Oh goodness. Well, knowing that, I feel a little bit better because if it's like one of those, if it's like the Playroom like before, like where it's free and all that, and like you were saying, it's like a tech demo for like the new stuff of the system because that's kind of how the other one works. I could get behind that, but like a full on like platformer game, like I just think like I'm not saying it would be bad, but I don't think it'd be nearly as good as Astrobot without the VR.
Well,
like they just did that game so well.
Also, what they showed here, so if this was to be a full platformer game, it didn't look as good as Sackboy. It didn't look as good as Ratchet and Clank.
That's
so
true.
I mean, I hope it's something different than a full blown platformer. A demo for the controller and the feature of the system that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm looking more into that right now because I'm trying to make sure I'm right. But keep going. I'll let you know what's going on.
After that, we got another game that had a very interesting art style that at first I was not sure about, but then I actually really grew to like it at the end of the trailer. Little Devil Inside.
Oh yeah.
Don't
keep going back and forth, right?
Yeah, and but it was really interesting. And then like they showed like the once we got like towards the end, they showed like the dragon and stuff like that. I was like, all right, you know what? I think I'm kind of sold on this game. It looked pretty neat.
PS5 Reveal, PSVR lists Astrobot strikes out on his own in Astro's Playroom, preloaded on all PS5 consoles, and it has 4 worlds and is very DualSense heavy. So yeah, there you go.
Okay. I can get behind that then.
Yeah.
Okay, then after that, we got a little teaser on NBA 2K21. Of course, NBA 2K is going to be a launch game. And it'll probably be the best looking launch game, just like it was on PS4. Because, oh my God, like that, the little bit of Zion, that looked just freaking ridiculous.
So sweaty. He was just so sweaty.
The sweat wasn't moving though. It was like glue on his face.
That's true.
It's work in progress. It's beta or something. I don't know.
They need to fix their sweat tech.
I'm gonna tweet them right now. Hey 2K, fix your sweat.
Stop worrying about ray tracing.
But that will probably be one of the best looking games at launch. After that, we got a trailer for a new game from the creators of Octodad called Bug Snack. It's coming holiday 2020. It was very, very odd and weird.
Yeah, the trailer wouldn't end. Yeah, the trailer wouldn't end. Like he had like a kind of like a false ending, and then a second false ending, and then.
Oh my god!
It looked wild. Like everything you ate like became part of your body, and everything is very like the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, movie that came out a few years ago. Where like all the food became like animals. Like it was wild.
Was it the one where like the strawberry like started walking around on its leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I that happened, and I'm like, all right, this isn't for me. I just started doing something else.
Okay. Honestly, I'm good. Then after that, we got to finally reveal what Bluepoint has been working on, and it is what I was hoping it was not, but it is Demon's Souls remake. So, if you're a fan of the Dark Souls series, if you've never played Demon's Souls, I remember buying it on day one because everyone was going crazy about it, not knowing what it was, and then dying to the skeleton on the bridge 20 times in a matter of 5 minutes, and I never played the game again. But it looked fantastic. It looked amazing. I mean, Bluepoint's been doing a great job. I mean, look at Shadow of the Colossus. That was gorgeous. This looks absolutely gorgeous. But like I said, for me, I was really hoping Bluepoint was doing something else.
Yeah. There's a lot of rumors going on there, but like it's people are excited about it though. You know what I mean? Like I think
good for them.
Wanted. Yeah.
That's all right. Hopefully they'll be out soon. That means Bluepoint can move on to the next game. After that, we got a new trailer for another Bethesda game that got showed off at E3 last year that we've been seeing since then. Loophole. This is the Grindhouse style game, and it is going to be hard, but so much fun.
Whoa, yeah. So, we talked about last year, the E3. We talked about the Ghost Wire last time. We were like how super excited I was. Now, not so much. Then we talked about this one. Like this, I don't know what this is, but it's really cool. Now I have a little better understanding of what it is, and it looks really cool. It almost, I don't know if this was confirmed or not, but it feels like you get the two main characters. You get the guy and you get the girl, and it seems like they're both in the map at the same time. And the guy is trying to assassinate those 8 key targets that he's trying to kill, while the woman's hunting him down.
Yep.
So I feel like that's what the game is. It may not have like a long drawn out story, but it's like your race to kill those 8 characters before the other player kills you and hunts you down. That's freaking cool. And it is super unique, and like doing a multiplayer that only requires 2 people, I think is really, really cool. I just that one kind of blew me away, but I'm still like not fully sure how all that works. Like, is it random every time? Do you start different places? Are these people? I mean, because if you know what those 8 characters are first time, you just bolt them toward them. Then how many times can you really replay it? Like it feels like it has to have some kind of like investigation along with it too, so you can find out where these people are while you're being hunted down at the same time by an actual player. Mm-hmm. I think that's just really neat.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting, different. I love the whole grindhouse aspect of it. I think that's really cool. It adds a little humor to the mix of it all. And then after that, we got a new trailer, or not a new trailer, but the first trailer for Resident Evil 8 Village 2021.
Yes.
It looks so good.
Yes. It's Resident Evil 7 style, first person. Yeah. Looks like you're in the village from Resident Evil 4, because some of those bad guys look very similar.
Yeah.
My concern is that they're focusing more on action in this one, like Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, which I hated. So I'm I'm hoping that they finally understand the balance of what makes Resident Evil special, which is action here and there, and preserving your ammo and health items, and figuring out the inventories, and in a very creepy setting as you go along with it. So if they can be action oriented like 4, cool. If we're action oriented like 5, I can't even imagine how that would work in that first person view.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't disagree with you there. Like with you saying that. Now that I'm thinking about the trailer, that is a little worrisome. Now that I'm thinking about the trailer itself, I'm like, oh man, you're right, because that was the thing about 7 is like they, besides the fact it was VR, that game was scary as shit.
Oh yeah.
Like so you had that aspect of it, like, oh my god, like I don't even care about I know you like the whole like conserving ammo and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't care about that myself, but just the intensity of it, and this one, like it looks like there could be some, like there were some scenes in there where I was like, okay, this could be pretty intense and stuff. But then like at the end of the trailer showing Chris shooting that girl, which I'm assuming is someone very close to you.
Well, it looked like it was his wife from the earlier scene when they were taught when she was reading the book, but you only see her from behind, and this kind of may or may not be right.
Right. So, but there was definitely a connection there though somehow, but like so it's like to that it's like, okay, is that the kind of scary you're going for? Because it's like that's not scary. That's not Resident Evil 7. It's not Resident Evil scary. Like it's just that's more of a I don't know, like a psych thriller. But that's not what Resident Evil is.
Right. And can we just pick a character model for Chris Redfield, for crying out loud? Because he looks different in every goddamn game he's in. He's like a completely different human being in every single one he's in. Like especially from 5 when he's just like this monster, like this huge bulky dude. Right. He shows. I mean, he's in 7 at the very end. He looks nothing like it. It looks like different again in 8. Just pick a.
He just reinvented himself. Okay.
This plastic surgery. Yeah. He's bulking up. It's bulking season. Then it's not. I don't know what he's doing. He's just all over the place.
Season.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if the other one was. It's been a bulking season for the last 20 years, so I don't know. I know if the other one was cut.
It's grade school football.
So then after that, we got a trailer for a brand new game that, well, it ended up being a brand new game. Originally, I kind of thought it was going to be maybe an expansion on Death Stranding. That was kind of the vibes I was getting. But it's called Pragmata, coming in 2022. It's from Capcom. Mm-hmm. And it looks like some crazy space psycho thriller, which I am all for.
I thought Dead Space, but like Capcom doesn't do Dead Space, so that can't be right. Because they had the same like mask, like the kind of like mask thing that they had.
And then the holograms kind of got that Dead Space vibe. Yeah, it totally did.
So, yeah. I don't know what that game is either. That looked really cool.
Yeah. Still a couple years away, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I saw that too. Well, you can't have like, an E3 type of event without having something like 2 years away. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. 2 years, it ends up being about 3 usually. So that sounds about right.
Especially with Sony stuff.
Unless you're a Final Fantasy game, then it's like 15.
Let's just say I'm very happy they did not tease Final Fantasy 16 today, because I know I would not see that for another 8 to 9 years. I cannot go 8 or 9 years on a tease.
Yeah.
If they showed the part 2 of the Final Fantasy 7 remake, we used to be like, no. I
would have lost my shit.
The kiss of death. Why?
Yeah. And after that, we got the last game reveal of the event, and it is the one everyone was expecting, everyone was waiting for, everyone wanted. Horizon Forbidden West, which I will say, I am actually happy they did not say 2. They gave it like a whole. I like when a game gives it like another. I don't just like it when they say Horizon Zero Dawn 2. No, give it. I like it. Horizon. Here's a subtitle. Like I like that.
I'm going to let Art talk here because I know this is one of his favorites. But if you look, it says Horizon, and there's a line with 2 little dots there, and then it says Forbidden West. So there's a little bit of a hint of the two in there. Just like
that's
in like
fine, but yeah, that's cool. I missed that.
Art, what you think?
I want it now. not yesterday. Now.
There's no date on this one. I thought for sure this is gonna be a launch.
Well, if they had shown it first, I would have expected a launch. But since they showed Spider-Man as a launch window game, I wasn't expecting two of their hugest first-party IPs from the current generation in the launch window.
Sure.
If we've learned anything with the Switch, you got to stretch that shit out a little bit.
True, and that was always what you said, Art. Like I said, they're kind of like just like stockpiling their games, so like release over time, like release in short order after the PlayStation 5 gets released.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like, the trailer starts and you're just going over like water and these like mountainous regions. I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, I think I thought an Uncharted type of a thing.
They were showing like the I don't know, they weren't islands, but they were like pillars of island and like waterfalls and stuff. I'm like, this looks like an Uncharted. Are they starting a new Uncharted series?
Yep.
I thought they were starting a new Uncharted series too. And then, Aloy comes up and says the old one's like it's happening. It was just like right then you knew exactly what it was, what that meant. Looked amazing. I did watch the 4K trailer later on. Unbelievably great. Showed off a bunch of new Robo Dinos, and they got a pterodactyl and a giant snapping turtle. That giant snapping turtle was really. Same thing with that giant elephant at the end, and just like,
oh my god,
dude, and that I don't know what faction that is, but they look pissed. And they have big ass elephants. So, I forget what the guy's name is, like Silas or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It was like he was the one at the end of the first game that looked like his character was kind of turning. But it didn't. It looked like he was calming down those robots because he went from the red eyes to yellow, which is, I don't know what that means, because like the purple meant, like in the expansion, the purple meant they were like corrupted. Red means that they were like bad, and then blue means they were on your side in the first game. So I don't know what yellow means. That's something new too.
Well, at the end of the first one, didn't he you defeat the big bosses at the end, but then didn't he take like the core?
Yes.
And then he just kind of runs off and
there's something at the very end. I got to rewatch it. I really don't remember. There was like a teaser at the end of it where it had something to do with him talking. Like, it sounded like he was going to be the bad guy in this one.
Right.
I don't remember exactly what it was, to be completely honest with you. So I thought that he was going to be, whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing at this point. I don't know if he is responsible for those red vines that seems to be growing everywhere and killing all the nature, that they keep showing. Like, it was killing the regular animals, it was killing crops, and so I don't know if he's behind that or if he's also having like the same kind of role he had in the first game, where he's not entirely good, but he needs Aloy to help him overcome whatever obstacle that is currently plaguing the world.
Right. It seemed like at the end of the first one, if I recall correctly, because granted it's been a couple of years since I went through the end of that game, like, he is using Aloy to take down Hades,
mm-hmm.
which is something he couldn't do, and then he grabs the core and runs off at the end. So the impression I took from that was now he has control of Hades and he's going to harness its power.
Right.
Which I think is what they wanted implied, that he's going to, be the bad guy, but we'll see what the hell happens.
I don't know, but super pumped. And that's like the underwater swimming aspect of it. And
I could do without underwater levels, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, they had everything else. They already had snow and regular.
How does a robo animal survive underwater?
They're, from the future. I don't know. But they had water ones in the first one. They had those big alligators, snapper guys.
Yeah, I guess they did. But they weren't underwater.
Yes, they were.
They weren't completely submerged.
Well, if I don't completely submerge a toaster in the bathtub, I'm still gonna die. So I don't know what you're arguing.
Let's find
out.
You bring me a robo alligator.
I'll bring you a toaster.
Talk about it. Yeah, that's not the same. Not the same. But
fine.
yeah,
I'll put like a paper mache like mouth on it, And we'll just call it a Robo Alligator.
What was that?
When the thing pops back up, that's the mouth opening.
What was the alligator dentist game?
I have no fucking clue.
Oh my god!
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? You pull teeth out.
You push the teeth down.
Yeah. And like one of them was snap on you.
Yeah.
We'll get one of those. Look, that's a Robo Dinosaur. That's the most Robo Alligator thing you can find right now.
I like it.
Oh my god! What was that thing called? There's like crocodile dentist or something stupid, right?
It was something stupid. Yeah.
I don't know. Horizon. So, yeah. I mean, that's the thing that we talked. I know. Art loved the game. I love that game.
It was called Crocodile Dentist.
Crocodile Dentist. There it is. Thank you, Art.
What were we talking about? Video games?
Horizon.
Oh, right.
I do like
Horizon.
Yes. That's like the tag of that game now. There's Horizon Zero Dawn was we know what was it going to be. If you can't do Horizon 2, whatever it was. So like Horizon, Forbidden West, and they showed the Golden Gate Bridge. They showed, which I'm 99% sure is going to be Las Vegas, because she wipes off that sign that has like the 4 aces on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they said like Forbidden West is them moving into what was the United States.
Yes.
Right.
So that's really cool. Just like actually seeing landmarks, in their current state, not just the old game had some like buildings and things like that, but nothing really recognizable.
Right.
Like, it could have been anywhere. It could
you could tell was based on like the real world.
Right. That could have been
like anywhere. You were in a fictional world, and here it is.
Correct. Yeah. So that was, again, I want to know everything about it, and we don't have enough information about it because like Art said, I want it now. I want to right now.
If you told me next week I could have that or Last of Us Part 2, I'd take Horizon. It's not, and I wouldn't even have to think twice about it.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
Oh my god, that's really tough. I think I still want Last of Us. Does that mean I would never get Horizon, or did I just get it now?
You'll get it like 3 years down the road.
I'll wait. I'm a patient man. I want Last of Us too. All right.
What do I get my next Killzone?
You get your next kill. Well, they have 2 studios now. I mean,
they do.
You might be getting a Killzone sooner than you actually think.
No, I know. No, I was. Seriously, I'm super.
I don't think they showed off a first-person shooter game for launch.
No, they didn't. No, they haven't.
That's one of the staples.
Exactly.
First-person shooter, generic action.
That was platformer. Sports.
That was the last Killzone. Was the PS4 launch?
Yeah. Yeah, Shadows Fall.
Yeah. No, I would like. No. I'm excited. I'm excited for everyone that they're getting their Horizon 2. Everyone's been begging.
She's still using a bow and arrow, so you're out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm tempted to give it one more try. It's kind of like I'm kind of in this whole. I need to start trying these games that people. I feel like Last of Us. Like I hit a point where I was like, you know what? I don't think I could do this. And then I had a buddy of mine who's like, no, man, like stick with it, like keep going. I was like, all right. So now it's like, all right. Now that I've been playing it again, it's like, all right. I think I'm gonna. I'm pretty positive I am gonna finish it. Like
you're getting close.
Yeah, exactly. I think I will be finishing this, and like so that one's like I need to just figure out how the hell the bow and arrow works. Just do it.
The thing the thing with Horizon though, like you've said, like the story has you interested in Last of Us. It takes a long time to get to the meat of the story in Horizon. Sure. Like it's like if it's a 3-act game, you don't get to the meat until the 3rd act.
I got you.
That's true.
I mean, but even the little bit I did play when I played that one time, I mean, it was still interesting. And the world, like another reason why I played too, is just the world's just freaking gorgeous. The game looks fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The first 2 acts aren't bad, but it kind of seems like you're going on missions here for like these little villages and little groups of people and moving to the next town and stuff. And it's when you hit that 3rd act is when the story really is like, hey, here's everything that's gone on and why.
Yeah, and it's kind of mind bending.
Yeah,
but it does really makes sense. Like I don't know how you can possibly make Robo Dinosaurs make sense, but they did it, and why why Aloy is important and everything else. It's really impressive storytelling, and it really is kind of crammed into that 3rd act, like you said. He's totally right about that.
Well, the complete edition is only $10 right now, so I might give it another try.
It's so good. Okay. Now,
all right. So after that,
here we go.
We got what we were all hoping, praying that we were all going to get. We got our system and accessories reveal. Oh my god! So we got quick rundown before let's go.
There
we got the system.
2 of them.
Yeah, we'll go. I'll say we'll go. Yeah, let's go through this. All right. So we got the system here. So here's the PS5.
Yep.
Here it is.
That's the digital edition.
Digital version.
The digital edition. Yeah.
Correct.
So there's a digital and a disc version. Then there's the disc version.
There it is. Go back and forth real quick. It's like that shouldn't have. Look at that.
It's literally just the bulge in the disc. I swear that bulge is my disc.
That is the
PS5 is happy to see you.
That is the thinnest disc drive ever.
Yeah, and okay, do we have a horizontal picture of that thing, by the way, on the stand?
There we go.
I mean, that's
okay. That's the digital one. Have you seen the one with the disc drive?
The disc is at the bottom.
It looks funky.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, I don't picture that one.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, all right, go back. Yeah, so there is the digital, and then we got the regular version with the disc on the side there.
And you're saying
what's your
the
impressions?
with the disc is the bottom.
Correct.
Yeah. So when you put it horizontal, the disc slot is at the bottom.
Correct. There's that little stand that's on the bottom there. It goes on the actual like the middle of it, some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And it's horizontal, and the disc drive is actually on the bottom.
Because we couldn't make a flat box. We had to put curves in there.
So, all right. Initial impressions. What do you guys think?
I personally, I think it's insane.
It's super funky.
I think it
really is.
I think it's insane. But for some reason, I think it's kind of awesome. And I think that's because it looks like one of these concept designs that we always see and be like, wow, that's so ridiculous. They'll never do that. They just did it.
I said when they showed the DualSense, we're going to get a white console, and I'm half right. Because it is mostly white except that middle strip, which is black. It's really, really weird. I want to get dimensions, so I do have like a vertical piece in my entertainment center, so I want to see if it will even fit in there. Because horizontal looks even way wonkier. Yeah. But what I love most about this concept is not the concept itself. Oh, not the concept. What I love most about this design is that it's completely different than the Xbox Series X. Like, it couldn't be more starkly different. The Series X is just rectangular and black, and fuck you, this is it. This is just like this artsy piece.
What is
like,
it? It's a box. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, here's this artsy chalice piece that we've put together for you all in this beautiful mess. Like, it's just like, I'm totally down with this design, minus the speed fin. Like, I don't know why the system is a spoiler.
Makes it go faster.
But those fins on the top,
Listen,
I'm thinking
they got to make up for less teraflops. They put a spoiler on there, decrease drag or whatever they do.
The air resistance in this thing is going to fly off of it.
I was going to say, that's got to be the heatsink design. I'm thinking it has to be.
I mean, I can see the V for 5 thing they're doing there. Like, I can see those. I can feel that, but like, I was like literally taken aback, like, whoa, like you said, like that looks like the PlayStation 3 boomerang controller, or it looks like how
there
is
we
this
go.
Thing? There's
why,
USB there.
Why do they have a USB-C and a USB-A?
I saw that too. I don't understand why they have an input there.
I think the USB-A is there. I believe that is so you could still use your PS4 headset. The dongle.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that makes sense, but I'll just.
It's really weird that it's just those 2 ports smack dab in the middle.
Yes, I got the platinum headset, and the dongle is gonna be right. It's gonna be like the nose. It's gonna be like the nose of the console. Right. Like it's gonna be just in the middle there.
Let's be honest. Your nose isn't halfway down your body, okay?
Well, I'm assuming it's the whole face.
Well, horizontal though. If you put it horizontal, it'll be like the nose.
Yeah, like.
And
if it's horizontal and it's the whole body, then that's not the nose.
That's true.
That's an actual dongle hanging off that thing.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, because I got the and that's the thing is, yeah, it's gonna look weird because I got the Uncharted 4 Gold edition of the gold headset, and that's like that weird blue color.
Right, yeah,
so sticking that in there, that's gonna look so weird. Like,
yeah. All right. Well,
sorry,
yeah,
I got the mind of a fourth grader here, so you guys probably sticking weird color things and other things and. Moving on.
All right. So I mean, there's
they showed off the whole gamut of like launch accessories too. So you got your camera.
You're buying that day one.
This is it laying flat with the controller.
Mm-hmm. See, look at that. That's like look at that. That's kind of weird because it's like it's gonna be super thin down there and it's gonna thick up. Like it looks like it's. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
Wait, so I didn't give my thoughts on the box itself.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It looks future. You know, it's got the futuristic look to it with the blue lights on the side and the colors contrasting.
Yeah.
On a personal level, I fucking hate it. Everything in my TV stand is black.
Yep.
And I like it that way. I like the uniformity. And now I got this.
Yep.
Let me rephrase that. I'm gonna have this.
Yeah, just wait for a special edition that's all black. Like,
I'm not waiting.
Spider-Man's coming out at launch. Do you think I'm not getting this at launch? Get the hell out of here.
So I mean, I got my original Xbox One. The only like whitish thing I have is the VR headset that's stuff in a little cubby over there. The PSVR. Everything else is black.
It does feel like the VR headset.
Another picture of it vertical with the controller. They have a media remote they're going to release with it, which, whatever.
Cool. I had the PS3 one. The PS3 one was awesome.
I had the PS3 one too, because that was like a DVD player for people who didn't know how to use. That's not using a controller.
It has a microphone button, so apparently there's going to be some kind of voice control.
Makes sense.
Which I think there's voice control on PS4, but you have to like manually enable it, and I don't know what the commands are at all.
It works really well.
It's not like Xbox off, yes.
No, you hit L2 and then you can do it.
Here's the whole range of things they're releasing. The controller, disc unit, digital unit, headset, which is 3D audio headset, which I'm wondering what the hell that's going to do to my current headset. Media remote, they got a charging dock, and then the camera. You can see everything's all white. You guys can't see some pictures up there, but I'm grimacing and cursing over here. So, I mean, even if that's the choice, like the remote and the controllers being white, like I don't like, cause I don't typically like, I'm not wiping my ass with my hands and going about my day, but I don't typically go to the bathroom and wash my hands before I go play video games. So, I mean, if there's a little bit of grime on my hands from whatever, doing just the day, I'm going to have like fingerprinted up controllers now, which is whatever. It is what it is. I'll survive. But
it's all about the biofeedback, man. They're gonna.
Their biofeedback is gonna be you got dirty ass hands.
Why? Pause game. Wash your hands. He's gonna
mind your business, Sony. Again, you got the two consoles here side by side.
Yeah.
The 3D audio headset.
I need to see the price on those.
I like those too. I just bought the goddamn platinum one.
I'm glad I did it. I almost bought it, and I'm glad I kind of did it now because I really like those. I'm curious what the price is going to be though.
Yeah, I'm also curious more as like the 3D audio aspect of it. Like, is this something that other headset companies already have and it's just not utilized, or is this like an exclusive Sony thing? Like, do I need this headset to get the full experience of the system? Or am I still going to be able to use my Astro headset that I have or buy another third-party one?
I'm hoping that's not the case because, like, the way it is with Microsoft, Microsoft, they have that Dolby Atmos app where you pay $15. I mean, you got to buy it, but it's $15. But no matter what headphones you plug in, it does the Atmos. Like, it does it. Like, it emulates it onto those headphones. And so, like, and it's a difference. Like it's totally like I think I talked about this last year with like Metro Exodus. When I play that game without headphones, I mean it sounded good and everything. It was fine. When I play the game with headphones, it was a totally different game with that Dolby Atmos. It was insane.
Charging dock, which looks pretty minimal.
I was like, what the hell is that?
It's a charging
dock. They're gonna charge $50 for that. You know they're gonna charge like $50 for that too. That should probably be like $20.
Yeah, I got those Power A ones from my
I have
PlayStation 4, and I
something
love
like
those.
that. Yeah, I got a third-party one that came out before Sony had any kind of charging dock, and I popped 2 controllers in it, and I got to walk away. You're good to go.
Yep, I love that. I love that thing.
And just another look at the camera, not on top of a TV here.
They didn't like give any specifications or like more to what these like the camera does, like why that was different than the.
No.
Okay. Just
no, they haven't explained any of this stuff. They just showed them off. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I'm really curious what it's gonna. But it's like one of those things. It's like, okay, does this mean I can't connect my PS4 one into the PS5 to use my VR? Do I have to buy this one to use my VR? Because the VR is backwards compatible.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a way for you to hook up the everything you have existing for VR.
One thing too is like the camera ports in the back of the PlayStation 4. We haven't seen the back of this thing yet,
right.
So God knows what's actually hanging out back there.
True, very true. So yeah, so I mean, I say I'm gonna buy that day one, but I mean, yeah, but I mean that's the thing. If it's the same quality, it's the same, basically the same camera as the PS4 one, then there's no point.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be the same. I imagine it probably has some more modern lenses in there. They get better resolution or better megapixels or whatever the hell the cameras get these days.
I was gonna say, what's the resolution on the PS4 one? I have no idea.
No clue.
720.
Okay, well then there's your improvement.
I think so. Yeah, I was if this one's 1080, then yeah, because it's an HD camera, and it didn't say 4K, so.
Right, but it would kind of make sense too because like you couldn't even stream, or you can't stream in 1080p on the original PlayStation 4. Like you had to do that on the PS4 Pro, I think.
Yeah.
So this might be like the next version of that.
That's true.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
That is it.
Thank freaking God they showed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, as the thing went on more and more, I was like, are they really not going to show this? Because if so, they're going to catch more shit than Xbox caught for their third-party presentation.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah.
Even with all the great games.
Right.
And like, I mean, we're talking about like, Shuei came out and be like, I want to show this one thing before we go. I'm like, oh my God, they're not going to show it. And then they're kind of like, almost felt like they're doing like an outro because they did like, here's the PlayStation 5 hardware reveal. Like they just kind of went to the next video and it looked like it was just going to be.
They were just doing like the shape graphics, like they were doing the whole presentation. Granted,
right, and then
it was a little bit different that time, but the whole presentation, like their cuts between videos, was some kind of graphic with the symbol shapes.
Right. Yeah, thank God they showed us correct. There's still hundreds of important questions like how much the 2 SKUs going to be, what's their hard drive space, what games are actually coming out at launch, and we just we're asking questions about the headset and the camera and things like that. Like there's still a lot of questions still to be answered. I mean, just getting a system out there is a big deal. Actually, showing what it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, what do you guys hope? Now that we know there's 2 SKUs, like, I mean, what are you guys hoping for? Like, what do you think is in those 2 SKUs? And how much is it going to be?
What do you mean what's in them?
Like hardware, like hard drive size and things like that.
Oh. I think the hard drive size will be the same across both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be a huge mistake.
I'm hoping that they're both, whatever amount of money they are, let's say $500. I hope they're both $500. The diskless one has a 2 terabyte hard drive. The disc one has a 1 terabyte hard drive. And then I'll have a very tough decision on what I'm going to do because I want because again it's like a super special hard drive, right? So like having that be like that, and all the rumors are it's gonna be a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's like there's some kind of 2 terabyte hard drive version. Is the rumors been going out there for a while now? So I'm hoping that all digital version has a 2 terabyte hard drive in it, and that might be the one I go get.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the disc version either way for the 4K Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
because this that's honestly that's the only reason I still have my Xbox.
Yeah,
I don't play it enough to justify keeping it for gaming.
Yeah,
but the fact that I don't have another 4K Blu-ray player is the only reason I still have an Xbox.
Mm.
So does that mean you aren't sold on the Series X yet, then, Art?
No, I'm not.
All right, no, fair enough. I'm just Just going based on what you're saying there, I'm just assuming.
They haven't, like, here they showed Spider-Man, they showed Horizon, they showed Gran Turismo. They haven't shown anything like that to motivate me to go, fuck, I need an Xbox.
Well, hopefully that'll be July.
I definitely am not shelling out the money to buy both at launch and keep them.
No, it's fine. No, I get it. No, but no, I with the with the 2 SKUs, I think I agree. I think the digital one needs to be doubled, the memory, and then you keep it the same price. That's your justification for, like, all right, this one's got a disk drive, this one's got double the memory.
Mm-hmm.
So here, they're both the same price, but here are the differences. Because what I was thinking is, if you're gonna have both of them be the same hard drive, then I'm thinking $500 for the digital, $550 for the disk.
And I actually, from my perspective, I would prefer that, because, well, like I said, I want a disk drive. I don't really want less disk space if it's going to be this high-end proprietary drive that if you have your data stored somewhere else, it's not going to run as well. You know, being like an external USB drive. But also, look at the way games are now. If you get a disk, it still installs everything to the hard drive.
Right.
Sure.
So I mean, if I have to pay whatever $50 more to have a disk drive in there, that's fine. I'll pay $50 more.
Me too.
I
100%.
Yeah, that's, I mean, but that's just me. I think, and plus that way you are giving people a little bit of an option there. Like, do you want to save $50? Are you only digital here? If you're only digital here, you can get this and you can still save $50. You know, it gives a little variety in what's going on there. I hope they don't, like, try to package one of them with a bunch of accessories to match the prices. Like, I don't want that camera shoved down my throat to make the price even.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a bundle, but I don't think they'll force it. You know what I mean? Like, I think they'll still be just separate. But
I don't know if they'll have a bundle. I bet you GameStop will have a bundle, though, and you'll have to buy it if you
Hell yeah, they will.
Well, of course.
GameStop, you want everything.
Exactly. That's why you don't receive your games from there or your system from there. But because, like, for me, like, I would not mind, like, hey, if you, like, give me like, if you tell me, like, what all the individual prices for everything is, you give me a bundle of everything, you knock off like $50, like, I would be inclined to spend that money on that kind of thing then. You know what I mean? Because like I can tell you right now, like, the headset, I'm super interested in the headset. Sure, there's probably gonna be cheaper charging bases out there, but I mean, why not get the one that matches the system and everything else? Like, sure, why not? I always get the cameras for the systems, especially, you know, if they come out with VR or more VR shit or whatever. So it's like, all right, I'll take the camera, that's fine. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then the media remote, I didn't buy it for PS4, but if I had one, I would use it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, on PS3, I use that media remote all the time. So if you give me a bundle and you knock off $50 or so, I would probably be inclined to that. But again, let that be an option. Like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't force it.
We all learned from the Kinect. We all learned from Xbox One. I would hope we've all learned.
Right. I mean, that's like for me, I would have bought that bundle anyways. But let people give people that option. I mean,
you are the minority, sir.
I still got mine hooked up. I love it. I love it. I bought the accessory to attach it to my X. I love it.
Did you see? Way off topic. Did you see that during the NFL draft, Roger Goodell had a Kinect hooked up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? There was like well, whatever.
NFL is partners with Microsoft.
I guess. Yeah, right. You have the Surface tablets
on the sidelines.
You're right. All right, never mind. That makes sense. Money. You got to follow the money.
Oh, there's another rant I want to go on. The NFL and Madden renewed their exclusive license. What the fuck?
Well,
someone for 2K getting back in the game.
Money talks.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Remember when we thought 2020 was a long way away when you did that first 15-year agreement, whatever it was? This was only like a 6 or 8 year one or something like that. So it's not. So before we, turn this all around, you talked a little bit about, art not being sold on the Series X and things like that. Like, I think even more now than after the third-party showcase they had last month. They're having one in June and one in July, right? Microsoft's having like a showcase in June, July,
or just in July. One.
July for sure. That's gonna be with all the first party games,
okay,
all that kind of stuff. rumor has it that there was going to be a June one for the hardware. Or it could be like that was when they were going to reveal like the date, price, more stuff, like that kind of stuff. But I haven't heard it. But that's kind of sizzled, it seems like. So I don't know if they're just going to put it all together in July. I'm not sure.
Lots gone down here in the last 2-3 weeks. So I think, Microsoft's got a little bit of a hill to climb now, I think, too. I mean, in terms of like first party games, obviously, Halo Infinite's coming out, and that's a big deal for a lot of people. And Hellblade 2 looks amazing, and you text us about that being an Unreal 5.
Oh yeah,
holy Lord, like that looks amazing. But like Art said, like what's he playing? What's he playing on these systems? You don't play Halo. I don't play Halo either.
Nope.
I want to play Hellblade. I also want to. They're going to show me another game that really is going to get me pumped to pick this thing up. Now, granted, they might have 15 games in a shoot. We have no idea what's going on because you have all these studios, and not a lot of them have shown anything in a while. So I think July is, again, I said it's going to be back when we had the third-party event. I think July is going to be just absolutely huge for Microsoft to come out of the gates being like, this is what we got. Because Sony did show some really big, high-profile stuff today.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too. Like even, Microsoft could have all these new IPs with these new studios. The bundled studios they bought. Even if they show something that's, looks new, it's new and it looks good, it's still not going to grab people as much as these known entities. Like it's not going to grab people as much as Spider-Man. It's not going to grab people as much as Horizon probably. The new thing is you have an interest in it, but you don't you played Spider-Man, you know what that was and what to expect going into the next one, and whether or not you liked it. Anytime you buy a new IP, you're taking a little bit of a gamble.
And Spider-Man also God of War, and I think we can all agree that God of War is a better game. So having some kind of known entity is a big deal, like just to your point. And Spider-Man is even a bigger entity than that because he goes beyond this realm of video games. He's movies and comic books and everything else.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. So. I think Microsoft is, like you said, they definitely have a uphill battle here now. For months they were the only ones putting information out there, and everyone's like, "What's Sony hiding? Why aren't they saying anything?" And they were biding their time until they had something to say and show, and they showed it. They unzipped their pants, they slapped their dick down on the table, and they're like, "Here it is."
I think Phil's got a few things up his sleeve.
He always does.
He always does. But and I think he's going to go back to stuff that they've forgotten about and things they've ignored for years. Obviously we all know it's been super rumored forever. Fable's coming. Fable will be back. If we don't get some kind of teaser about Fable in that July event, I'll be shocked. Honestly, I'll be super shocked if we don't get at least some kind of teaser. And then even some other old series. I totally could see him bringing back Project Gotham Racing. Bringing that was huge. Bringing back the kudos and everything. That was huge back in the Xbox days. I could totally see them bringing that back. Perfect Dark, a brand new Perfect Dark, that kind of shit. That's the shit I really like. All right, Xbox is just all right. They're finally putting the gloves back on, and they're ready. They're they're in their corner, ready to go.
They have
Hey,
that was a dark time for Microsoft.
It's unfortunate because I was looking forward to that.
I think there was a lot of people looking forward to that, and
there was, yeah. I still want to know what happened exactly with that game.
There's a story there, no doubt about
it.
There
has to be. There has to be.
Man, so yeah, it's next gen is heating up, boys. It's just getting started. We don't know when the next information is going to hit. We have no idea. Microsoft's supposed to have events. Let's see. What other event? Let me pull up my useless calendar. We got Guerrilla Collective is this weekend. There's going to be 3 days of all kinds of stuff. EA Play.
Guerrilla Collective is indies, right?
Correct.
Yes.
EA Play is the 18th now. PC Gaming Show is also this Saturday.
This would have been E3 week, wouldn't it?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Oh,
What else?
it sounds like the Persona 4 Golden is going to PC at that event. So for you PC fans, like that's huge. The first time Persona's going outside of PlayStation.
Yes, that's a big deal. And I'm sure people would be mad about it. You know, this game has been out for what, 12 years, more than that. Anyway.
Well,
I mean, I'm mad about
it.
You're furious, I can tell.
When they announced the Bloodborne remaster too, people are gonna go nuts.
Whatever. It's so stupid. It's so just
really
unbearably stupid.
But yeah, like when people start getting all mad because they announced Horizon was going to PC, I'm like, it came out. It was exclusive for 3 years. It's still not on Xbox. What is it? How does that detract from your experience playing that game?
PC is separate.
Right. And if it would only came out on PC, I'd be furious, legitimately, because
right.
I mean, like that's completely different. It's like completely a different thing.
If it came out, a month after it launched on PlayStation, sure, I can understand why you're upset.
Maybe, yeah. Even then, it's all stupid. All right, guys.
People are dumb.
People are dumb.
End of the show.
Is that we ending this thing?
Yes.
But people being dumb.
People are dumb. That should be our closing line every show because
people are dumb. No, I refuse to do that. All right. So
remember, ladies and gentlemen, people are dumb. Have a good night.
I'm hanging up. No, but it's just I mean, this is like I said, this is a big one. This is a big one today, and there's still a ton of questions coming out there, and we're still thinking. I mean, it's now June, so we got the rest of June, July, August, September, October, November, maybe, depending on when these things come out.
We got 6 months.
5-6 months away from this thing coming out, so we got a lot of questions, but we got some answers today, which feels good. So that's a good time. I think that's all we got. We don't, per usual, we don't know what we're doing next time because we just flying by the seat of our pants. And we'll see you next time, Stickheads.